to group class. My name is Miss Alyssa Beckman, and I'm the director of the Kansas City Suzuki Academy, where I teach violin and viola, and I have two kids that are 3 and 5 who play violin and cello, so do lots of playing and practicing around here. And I'm excited to lead your group class today. I'm going to start with a little bit of tuning, so parents, if you're around and can help your kids match my open strings so that we know we're pretty well in tune to start, that would be great. So I'm going to play an A first. You guys can try to match using your fine tuners. And an E. And D. And G. And if your violin's really out of tune, you can pause the video now and take a second and try to tune with your tuner. I'm tuned to an A at 441. Great. So I think most of you in this class are in books 2 or 3, so we're going to do a lot of playing from those books and also a little bit of playing from book 1, a little bit of review today. So I thought we'd start with some twinkles, but I thought we'd do them in a little bit of a crazier way than usual. So we probably all have different names for these twinkles, so I'm just going to give introductions with no names. So you take your best play position. I'm going to try to remind you as many times as possible today about a couple things that your teachers probably all remind you about. So imagine you're in a lesson and you're about to start playing. What's something your teacher probably reminds you about? Maybe your bow holds. So we're going to check our bow holds before we start. I know something I remind my students about a lot is their posture, making sure your violin is nice and tall up on your shoulder. And why don't we think about having really straight bows while we play a twinkle theme together? Here's your introduction. Let's go right back to play position. Who remembers what we're going to check? Check your bow hold. Take a look at your own bow hold. Can you look for a bent thumb and a curly pinky? Good. Hold it up for a parent if you've got one nearby. Okay, now check your best posture and get ready to play our first crazy twinkle. We're going to play this rhythm really fast. So set your bow down on the string so I know you're ready. Here's your introduction. Ready, go! Play position, and we're going to try this rhythm, which I call pineapple pineapple, but some people call strawberry strawberry or strawberry blueberry, or even something that's not a fruit. So we're going to play pineapple pineapple, or the triplet rhythm, 1 2 3 1 2 3, and we're going to try playing it off the string. So watch my bow really closely for a second. If you've never played off the string before, it's really fun, and you can try it. Don't worry if it doesn't sound perfect on your first try. Check your posture out, check your bow hold out. set your bow down on the string, and I'm going to play you an introduction. Ready, go! Okay, now go to rest position. You can take a bow. Oh, I wish I could get ideas from you, but I have one more crazy twinkle I thought we could try. We're going to find our G strings now and play a twinkle way down low on our G and D strings. So I want you to make your best bow hold, check your best posture, and find your G string arm level. So that's going to be taller than your other strings. And before we start, set your bow down on the string. We're going to just practice a couple of silent rocks, noticing how your bow arm changes when you're on different strings. Make sure you're taking your elbow with you and go all the way to the G string. So we're pretending G is A, and we're pretending the D string is the E string. And we're transposing our twinkle to a new key, to G major. Here's your introduction. Let's take a bow. Look over at your toes and come up with a smile. Nice job. So with this crazy weather we've been having in Kansas City, with all the temperature changes and lots of heat, and it's really dry inside, if your violin goes out of tune in the middle of our class today, feel free to pause the video and take a second to tune again. And mine might go out of tune too, because it's been going out of tune a lot lately. So I wanted us to jump to a Book 2 piece. Normally now I'd ask my students to raise their hands and do a request. So you think of a piece you really like from Book 2 in your head, and we'll see if it's the one I pick. I picked Hunter's Chorus. If it's not your piece, I hope we get to your piece soon. So we're going to play Hunter's Chorus now. Get ready for a nice up bow that's going to lift off the string like... Can we try that a couple times actually before we play the whole piece? Set your bow down in the lower half for an up bow. Ready? Go! Up, down. Let's do two more. Ready? Go! Set your bow down near the frog. Last one. Ready? Go! Up, down. Now, if you've never lifted off on that first pickup note, it's really fun. So we're going to try to do that throughout the piece. Here's your introduction for Hunter's Chorus. Get ready to play. Find your best bow hold, your best posture, and set your bow down on the D string. horses. I always imagine the horses galloping on this exciting trip out into nature, and the dogs barking, and everybody just being really excited about this triumphant day where they're going off on this hunt. So this piece was written by Carl Maria von Weber during the Romantic period in music, and we're allowed to do lots of exciting dynamics in this piece. I like to add some on the galloping part when I'm thinking about the horses. So I want us to find that part. You hear the words inside of it, galloping, 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 galloping. And we're going to do a crescendo during this part. Now, crescendo means to get louder. In Italian, it actually means to grow. You talk about kids crescere during their childhood, which means they grow up. So we're growing our sound in this part. So if we're doing a crescendo, it's really smart to start quietly. We're going to start piano. Can you say piano with me? Piano. And then we're going to get a little louder to mezzo piano. Let's say that word. Mezzo piano. And then a little louder to mezzo forte. Let's say that word. Mezzo forte. And then all the way up to forte. Can you say forte with me? Forte, which means really loud. Okay. Can you also say the word crescendo? It's a fancy word. Crescendo. Let's say it one more time. Crescendo. Great. So we're going to practice doing a crescendo in this part of the music. Get your violin in play position and let's do it together. Check out your bow hold. Check out your posture. Okay, I'm third finger on the A string, which is the note D. Here we go together, starting softly and getting louder. Ready? Go. Great, let's try another one. Set your bow down on the string, find that D, start softly. Ready? Go. Excellent. I think we won't play the whole piece again. Let's start on that trumpet call right there in the middle. So we're on an up bow. Can you get your bow ready on the D string? Check your posture and your bow hold. Up bow on the D string, ready, go. Dynamic or a change in your volume that you could add in Hunter's Chorus. Sometimes my students and I like to put the crescendos in some of the galloping spots and not all of them, so it doesn't get too predictable. And adding dynamics into our music is something that makes the music come alive and makes it fun because it's personal. You're getting to decide what you do. Sometimes dynamics are printed in the music for us, but we as the performers get to decide a lot of them ourselves. Especially in certain time periods like the Baroque time period when Bach wrote music. You play so much Bach in your Suzuki repertoire. He wrote very, very few dynamics, but the performers were expected to come up with the dynamics and do them when they performed. So that's something to think about in all of your pieces if you haven't given it a lot of thought yet. Excellent. I wanted to go to a scale next. You probably know a lot of scales. Can you think of any of the names of scales you know already? Maybe A major, D major, G major. Maybe you've learned some minor scales like A minor. I thought we'd just pick an easy one and try a couple games on it. How about we do an A major scale? So back in book 1, you played in the key of A major a lot. A major has 3 sharps, F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. I'm going to play an A major scale for you now, and you just listen, okay? stand up and play this with me now. Make your best bow hold. Take your best posture with your violin. Check for a nice open wrist. And find your open A string, and let's play this scale. Ready? Go! Great. Okay, why don't we add a rhythm to it? How about one we didn't play yet in our twinkles? How about this rhythm? My students and I have been doing a lot of fiddling this month. So we've been practicing that rhythm really fast. Maybe we can go to make it a kind of a fiddle style A major scale. So find your open A string and let's do our fiddle style A major scale. Ready? Go! Great. I am curious now, you be honest with yourself, how much do you think about note names while you're playing your violin versus finger numbers? When I was a kid, I thought about my finger numbers a lot more than my note names. But now as an adult, I think about note names a lot, and I try to have my students think about their note names a lot when they're learning their pieces. So we're going to try the A major scale with note names. I think we can call out the note names as we play the notes. We're going to go A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. And then the tricky bit is when we go backwards. All right, give it a try with me. Get yourself set up. Find your best bow hold. Find your best posture. Nice straight wrist. Set your bow on the A string and say the note names out loud with me. Ready? Go. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, B, C sharp, E, A. Great. All right, we're going to make it a little trickier. Why don't we play our scale one more time, and we're going to leave out B, and we're going to leave out G sharp. So when we get to those notes, you just air bow. Okay? Ready? Go! A, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, A, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, A. Great. And parents, you can have some fun picking different notes to leave out in the scale and having your kids practice this a little bit if it's new for them, getting used to all those different note names. Okay, I think we better play some more pieces. How about we jump to Witch's Dance. Now I know a dance to Witch's Dance that some of you might know. I can't really see my whole body, but maybe I could stand on a chair. No, that might not be safe. We'll play Witch's Dance for regular, but if you know the dance and you want to do the dance at home, I say go for it. Here's your introduction for Witch's Dance. If you don't play Witch's Dance yet, you can have a seat and listen. You could clap the rhythm and sing along. That would be great. Okay, take your best posture, your best bow hold. Get set on your first note with your bow touching the string, and here's your introduction. I know you can't answer me, but do you know who the composer of Witch's Dance was? His name was Niccolo Paganini, and he was a very famous violin player. He was famous for being one of the best violin players that ever lived. He wrote some of the hardest music that was ever written for the violin, even today. He wrote some very famous pieces called the 24 Paganini Caprices, and you can look them up on YouTube and find some really fun, flashy playing. So when you play Witch's Dance, I think it's fun to get in the character of being one of the best violin players that's ever lived, especially on that flashy ending. And we went pretty fast, but you can play this piece really, really fast and get into that character of being a really flashy, impressive violin player. All right, I think we should go to, how about Long, Long Ago, the book 2, Long, Long Ago. And I want us to concentrate for a minute on playing with really, really straight bows. So a straight bow on the violin doesn't always look straight from our point of view, so I have a little exercise I like my students to do to understand what straight really means. We care about straight because it makes our sound really, really clear and good. So I want everyone to get in play position. Check your best bow hold. And you're going to set your bow down on the top of your bridge. You see that? So I'm right over the top of my bridge. And we're going to draw a long bow, trying to not slip off our bridge. So this teaches our bow arm what straight is. Because straight means in the same line as the bridge, or parallel to the bridge. Great. My bow is longer than yours, so if you already got to the frog, just turn around and do one more. If you're getting some funny whistly sounds, that's normal. And if you're slipping off, just go a little slower. If this feels really easy, try going a little faster. Great. So after you've done a couple of those at home, then you can try going about an inch away from your bridge and trying to bow now a long down and up bow on the A string in the same line as your bridge. The best spot for bowing is going to be a little different for everybody, so if you know where your sweet spot or your magic spot for sound is, you find it now, okay? All right, we're going to go down, up on our A string. Ready? Go. Let's do one on the D string. Ready? Really, really straight, keeping an eye on your bow. Ready? Go. Good. Practice that, okay? Your teachers will thank me. Let's go to Long, Long Ago with the variation. So we're going to play the version in G major that you do in book 2. And you have permission to not look at the screen at all, the whole piece. I want you to really focus on watching your bow and seeing if you can keep it really straight. So make your best bow hold, put your posture really nice and tall, and get set on your first note, which is G, third finger on the D string. Here's your introduction. Ready, go. Nice job. Great. So I thought we could end today with some really silly twinkles. And before we do that, I know I don't want to keep you guys too long. I have so many things I wanted to do with you guys. Let's do a stretching break next. So set your violins down on the ground. I think stretching is so important, even for kids, but especially for adults, as we're, sitting at computer desks a lot and things as adults. So adults, you can join in with the kids too on this. So stand up, put your feet about shoulder length apart, and we're going to start with a few stretches for our arms. So I want you to reach your arms way up overhead like a super tall tree, stretching your fingertips high up in the air. Very nice. And take a big breath in and a big breath out. Good. And release your hands back down by your sides and shake them out. Very nice. Okay, let's inhale our hands up out front. Awesome. And down back to your sides. And let's inhale our hands up out to the side this way and stretch as far as you can. Good. You can't see me super well, but let's put our toes out too, like we're making a star. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and your feet. Star has 5 points. Very nice. Okay. Let's put our hand out in front of us, and I want you to gently pull down on your fingers a little bit. Don't hurt yourself. And then you're going to flip your hand over and do the same thing on the other side. These are some great stretches for violin players for stretching up our arms. And then you can do the same thing on your other side. Very gently pulling on your hand in both directions. Great. Now if you're really flexible, you can join me on an elbow one. You can reach your elbow. See if you can give yourself a pat on the back. Good. And then reach your other elbow up. Give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, our last one is going to be arm windmills. So make sure nobody's near you or nothing that you're going to knock over. And I want you to windmill your arms. Good. Let's do it in the other direction. And you can go one at a time. That feels better for you. Great. And your other arm. Don't hit anybody. Okay. Now I want you to just sway from side to side with me for a minute. And in order to do this, you're going to need your feet shoulder length apart. Good. When we're playing the violin, your imaginary violin can come up right now. I use mine a lot. I want you to do a little bit of moving. So we're going to practice that just on one more piece from book 2. What would be a good one for that? How about waltz? If you don't play waltz yet, you can play an imaginary violin and practice moving with us. So you're going to just sway from side to side with your ankles, keeping your feet on the ground, letting your whole body move a little bit while you play some waltz. Here's your introduction. Set your violin up tall, make your best bow hold, and find a beat. Johannes Brahms is another Romantic era composer like Weber, and he wrote some just amazing music. So if you haven't listened to any of Brahms's other music, you should go listen to some of his symphonies. I think are a great place to start. I wanted us to do some silly twinkles, and I'm going to have to think hard about how to lead you in this since you can't see my feet. Maybe I won't lie down. Or if you see me disappear, it's because I lay down on the ground, and you can do the same. Maybe I'll try to tell you if I'm doing it. I would love to play perpetual motion, and I might play some silly games. So make sure you're watching, and you do whatever I do, okay? Take play position, make your best bow hold. Take nice tall posture with your violin. Take your time to get set up well. Check for a nice wrist. Here's your introduction for perpetual motion. Lie down on the floor for one phrase. Get set up. Ready, go! Okay, come back to standing. Before we start the doubles, I want you to flip your bow upside down. You can use your belly for help and make a nice bow hold for me at the tip of your bow. Here are some doubles. Ready, go! Bow back the other way. Ready, go! Take a bow. It was really fun working with all of you, and I look forward to seeing you all again in person, hopefully next year at the Hasa workshop. I hope you had fun today. Thanks for coming. Bye.